Welcome to the channel, everyone. Model Car Guy Rich here. Hope you're all having a fantastic day as always. Today I'm going to do a build on the Tyrone Malone's Hideout truck. Kenworth Aerodyne apparently. It's an AMT kit, 125 scale. This is kit number... I'll find it here in a second. Here it is, kit number AMT 1158/06. It was released in May of 2023, and this one here has 256 parts. So this is going to take a little while. So sit back and relax, and hope you enjoy this one. I'll be back when I have all the parts laid out on the bench. So here are all the parts laid out on the bench, and there are a bunch of them. I did not do an unboxing on this kit because there are just way too many parts, and I really wanted to get it built. A little bummed out it's molded in black, but that's okay. You know, white would have taken color a lot better, but that's alright. So these are all the parts. A couple sheets of instructions, 3 of them. 3 instruction sheets. And then a big thing of decals. Alrighty, I'll be here in a minute. Okay, so far the engine's coming along nicely. We got the main block in red, bell housing in like a black, and then the trans in silver, chrome, metallic, something. Alrighty, just one step of the process. Quick update on this one, guys. All the wheels are done. The engine's about halfway. I have one side of the frame all put together. Everything fit together nicely. The instructions were a little bit sketch, but you know, you can figure it out just by looking at the parts. So once that sets up and dries, then I will take the other half and lay it on top of there and line everything up. Alrighty. Okay guys, so far I've completed all the steps on the first instruction sheet. Everything went together well. Try and say that fast. I had no issues. The only kind of hiccup I had was trying to understand. Let me see right here. For the frame, part number, or section 15, for the frame, this one piece back here, a little cross member, they want it to go over here in the frame on both sides, of course, but it's not real clear to where it fits in there. But I went through and put all the other pieces in, okay, and then I put the final piece at the back in, and then I did this piece, and it kind of all fell into place. It made sense where it went after that. But without this piece in there, you could have put this anywhere in this little space here. So once that was in, it became clear where that one went. So far that leaves us with the completed frame assembly. Now I still have a couple of tanks and some linkage that have to go on, along with the battery box that I just glued up, but I'm going to paint those before I put them on. And then the engine is complete. Come out pretty cool looking. So that's it. That's the update for now, and stay tuned. Alright, so step 30, they want you to put these two pieces together. Remember 30. And 31, they make these two pieces go together. And then 32 and 33, these are the air brake chamber setups. Then they assign each piece this number, okay? But then when it comes time to put it on the frame, they say 30 is this one up here. But if you look at the actual frame on the bottom, 30 goes here. 30 is the driver's side. Okay? So 31 goes here, 33 goes over here, 32 goes over here. They're notched, and the frame is notched appropriately. So if you put them on the other way, your axle positioning is going to stick way out, and it's going to interfere with your tires. So it's obvious which way they go in. The instructions are backwards. Okay? So pay attention to that, and that's the only issue I found so far. Now the rear axles are assembled. I'm going to put them in paint in a little while, along with the fuel tanks and some air chambers. I'm going to do all that in a minute, but I thought I'd point that out so that there's no confusion, because this is the top of the frame, and if you put them in this way, they're not going to fit. Alright. And step 35, I'll be putting the tanks on once the paint is dried. I'm assembling the axles right now, as you just seen. I have to put that part on still, and then we'll put it all into the frame where it goes. And next up, we have parts 114 and 15, which are these things. I don't know what you call them. Okay, and that's this part right here. We'll call it 114. And then it shows number 124, which is just the other halves of the, you can't really see it, just the other halves of the air brake chambers. Okay, there's two of them, part 124. They don't tell you where they go on the instructions, but they are, if you take this piece again and flip it over, 124 goes on the halves of each of these two pieces to complete the air brake chamber for the rear. But the instructions don't tell you that, so I'm pointing it out for you. So I'm going to go ahead and put the tanks and everything in a primer and all the other parts. And then once that is completed, I'll move them aside and individually paint the colors that I want. So they're going to roll around a lot, and I knew that, but that's okay. I'm just putting a light coat of primer on just so that the paint will stick to them better. I have the axle, I'm sorry, not the axle, the drive shaft, and the tanks, the rear end, some air chambers. Just hit them with a light coat, let that dry, flip them over to the opposite sides that I didn't get just now. Then I'll hit them with some color, let that dry, and then I will add them to the frame. So here are some of the parts in paint. I painted them last night and let them dry real nice. They're not tacky anymore. Some of the tanks, the fairing for the tow body. This here is the bed. Miscellaneous parts here. I've been waiting on these to dry to add them to the frame, and then I can put the body together and slap it right on the frame and have it complete. So that's just a quick update. Everything come out good so far. See you in a minute. Okay guys, I was completely wrong about the setup of these airbags for the rear axles. Originally I had them this way so that the bow kind of faced inward, but they have to go so that they face outward, which I originally thought the tires would cause interference on them. But if you line them up with the width of the axle, this is the way they go. So fortunately they came undone fairly easy, but the little notches on here are really goofy and misleading because they don't fit in well this way, which is why I just assumed they went the other way. But they do go this way, and let's see, they point outward, so the little tabs stick over the frame on the outsides of the frame. So I'll get those all glued up and show it to you again when I have it on there correctly. So there it is. That's the correct position of the airbags and the axles all placed in there, with the little sidebar that goes on there. Pretty cool. Holds everything nice and snug. I still think it's a goofy way they describe how you put them in there, but it is what it is. So the rest of it's coming along decent. I have the radiator already in place. Now next step, I did the axles in that last night. This is a new day. The engine's ready to go in. It came out decent. A lot of little details on there that are going to get covered up and we'll never see them again, but it is what it is. So the engine will go in. There's little tabs on the bell housing for the transmission. They go right here on these two little clips, or engine mounts we'll call them. I guess you can't really see that one. It's right there and there. That's where these two tabs go on. And we got to remember to put the extremely long drive shaft in also. I can't get over how long the drive shaft is. Let's say it goes right there. Yeah, wow. No, it's actually too long. I'm going to have to look and see if there's a shorter one. Let's see, that will go just like that. No, that's it. That's the one. It's about, well, I have a scale here. The drive shaft, guys. The drive shaft is over 5 inches long. That's funny. So anyway, that's just a quick update. The body is sitting up here, and the work body not done yet. Had a little issue getting this panel, header panel I guess you call it, to glue down onto the frame, the body frame. It's just off a hair, and it's right here in this spot right here where the two pieces connect. The other side glued down perfect. This side there was a little gap, must have been a crumb or a piece of flashing or something that got stuck under there, and I don't want to tear the other side off completely to file that down, so I just put some cement on the front side where it won't be seen, and we'll take it from there. So ready. Okay everyone, so far everything's moving along nice. Wheels are on now. Engine is installed. That big long drive shaft is in there, fits perfect. Fuel tanks are in. Radiator, all that good stuff. That's the progress so far. As of right now that I'm making the video, I've been at this for 2 days, off and on. A few minutes here, a few minutes there. Obviously the longest part, as always, is the wait time for glue and paint to dry. Other than that, it's been a pleasure so far. Not a lot of hiccups. You know, a couple of minor things here and there. Instructions were a little vague on, like, those airbags for the back wheels and that. That was my bad. I just didn't get what they were trying to say, but once I put them on the correct way, then it all kind of fell into place and was like, oh yeah, that's it, you know. So already. Okay, another little hiccup here. Section 45, putting the exhaust stacks together, right? It says 511 and 512. Now you come over here. Here's 511, 512. That's these two pieces. You flip them over. This hole lines up. This one does not. Look how far off it is. So one of these two pieces, 513 and 14, are the opposites of these. So instructions are wrong, or part numbers are wrong, I don't know. But from what I can tell, 511 or 512, I don't remember which piece was which now. 514 goes with this piece, and then 511 goes with 513. Okay. Two of the pieces have this little extension on them, and two don't. You'll have to line up your holes and see which one is the correct one to go with each one. Not a major deal, but a little frustrating when you're trying to force it in and it doesn't fit, and it's like, well, why is that not happening? So, little hiccup there. We'll get it right. So I'm installing the rear shock absorbers. Now the instructions, they want you to put them on before you put the little side pieces on, but I just didn't feel like I'd know where they lined up properly, and I knew that I'd have access to the bottom here before I put the body on it, so I chose to do it this way, and it seems to be going fairly easy. I've done these two on the passenger side already. I'm just adding a little bit of glue to both ends, top and the bottom, and just literally placing it right in the little notch that's there and putting a little downward pressure. Done. Let it dry and we'll move on. I got one more to do, and I'll do that off camera. Coming along nicely, guys. Check it out. I can't believe it actually all fit in there the way it's supposed to so far. Now I had the bed on there, but of course this piece here popped off again, so I just re-glued it. Gotta let it sit, and then set it on there, and then I've got just a few little lights and what do you call them things? The horns and the lights that go up on the top of the cab here. I haven't decided if I want to put this air deflector up there yet, because it's gonna interfere with seeing the lights. So I might just omit it and just have the lights up there. I think that'll look sharper, more authentic looking. But yeah, it's coming along. Stay tuned and I'll give you a final review. Well, there you have it, folks. Tyrone Malone's Hideout truck, Kenworth Aerodyne. It's came out pretty nice. I'm pretty impressed with it. Couple little hiccups, one of them my fault and one of them the instructions fault, but other than that everything went really well. It's a large truck. Yep, it is over a foot long for sure. There's my arm, finger. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good size vehicle. Make sure you have some room to display this one, guys. It comes out really nice. I'm very impressed with it. I have another one that I will build in a different way, but I wanted to do this one like this. I didn't put all of the decals on it because I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out yet, so maybe later on I'll add a couple little stripes that go around the wheel well openings and that. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I highly recommend this kit, guys, if you're going to get into doing a big rig of any kind. There's a lot more that could be done on the interior. I did very minimal on the interior. I like the way it turned out. I did the back in a metallic silver. You could add some chains and other wheel chocks and maybe a miscellaneous tool wrench or two. The ramps are here. They hook into the little spaces right there, and that would allow a vehicle to ride up. There's two of them, one for each side. There's a pintail hook right there. It was nice. I enjoyed the heck out of building this one, guys. Hope you give it a chance if you have the opportunity. Don't be intimidated by it. It's just pieces. Just go one step at a time. This kit had, if I remember right, 206 parts, and I used all but like 4 that may have been for a different version of this kit, but everything else got used, and I like it. Come out nice. I'll put that one on the shelf real close down to the bottom so we could all see it when we come in. Maybe I'll put a race car or something on the back here just for the heck of it. Alrighty, that's it. I hope you all have a great day. I thank you so very much for your time. I'll see you on the next one. Model Car Guy Rich out. Keep on modeling.